woobles are cute as fox, if we do say so, our shelves. Each wooble kitty.
I don't know what happened. Hold on. I don't know what happened. What? Oh no. Hi. Hello. I made an accident. I made a fatal mistake in the stream setup. Oh dear. That was very funny. Why does this keep unmuting itself? Stop unmuting yourself. 0 and mute. Ugh. Okay, so that was a funny start because if you heard the intro get ruined with some advertisement sound, it's because I had pulled up. I watched the stream to make sure it's running smoothly as I go, and it played an ad. It played a freaking ad right when I started the stream. So it recursively came back in through the sound thingy, and it was terrible. So that was not planned. A nice funny start. Hello, I'm a professional. I've been doing this for a little while now. Anyway, so I am Drew Universe. I just started the awkward intro with the advertisement for, I don't even remember what the ad was. Very memorable. This is Dragoon Fest. Dragoon Fest, where we celebrate 25 years of Legend of Dragoon. I have a number of things I want to share. Now, normally I'm a quality over quantity person, but I thought, hey, maybe if I only reveal one thing every hour for a couple hours, like 3 or 4 hours, that'll help me, for sure get over the edge of New Year's, and it'll help people celebrate who are in different time zones. So for anyone who is celebrating New Year's just now, I have a reveal for you now. If you're celebrating in an hour, I have a reveal for you then. And another hour, my New Year's, I'll have another reveal. I'm going to try and go for 3 hours. 4 if I find enough reason. So it's going to be more of a chill stream with reveals in between. And don't worry, I'm not going to make you stay up the 4 hours or miss it. All of this will be posted in a regular announcement tomorrow morning as a New Year's gift to all fans. As usual, FOMO is the devil. Do not subscribe to FOMO. So whether it's already passed or it just happened or it will be happening soon, Happy New Year to everybody. I would like to get ready for the first reveal in about 30 seconds to a minute. I gotta decide which one I'm going to share first. And I got some stories to share, at least a few. They are, I think, a little funny. Maybe we'll play some Severed Chains in between. Just random review of 2024. How much stuff we've done as a fandom overall. So yeah, that's how I'm feeling. Let's say hello to everybody who's spoken up in chat. Hello, Chocolate. Fold up kibbles. I didn't know you could fold kibbles, but that must be like a new technology. Mark, hello. Mr. Can't Stop the Robot. Still thinking of the Can't Stop the Rock song every time I read your name. Angelo, I remember you, of course. And Corey's here. Hi, Corey. Corey is Monoxide, who makes Severed Chains. And Corvitica. I'm hoping there will be as many Canadians here as possible because of the ongoing joke conspiracy that Canadian fans are taking over the Legend of Dragoon fandom in whatever way. And it's just going to be like a big old assimilation or something. I have a new theory to add to the story, to the plot line that we are developing, and on that front. Hello, Nick. Zychronics, good to see you. Okay, it's time to pick my first reveal. Make sure it's not bleeding into the screen here. There's my document. Alright, so I've got 4 or 5 things to choose from. Not literally revealing all of my possible reveals tonight. I gotta save something for the new year. Like going into the next weeks. But let's see here. What can I tease first? You know what? Since it's fresh in my mind, we'll go with this. All right. Yes, they've already taken over. Of course, chocolate. Hello, NFP, North Carolinian. I am in Missouri. So hello from like 500 miles away, I'm guessing. Something like that. All right. So I've got a reveal. Let's see here. How do I want to frame this? I want to frame it like this. Yeah, I can do it like that. Okay. All right. So I'm going to switch to screen share if I can do that correctly. Is it this one? It's that one. No cat cam right now because Purdy is not here, but she may show up later. My beloved cat. That? Okay, that turned off a cam, but that's not the one that's showing? Wide cam? Ah, there it goes. Alright, get that out of there. Okay, hello. What are we looking at? Why is it in a different language? Alenda Dragoon, what's that? What is Alenda Dragoon? The music stopped as well. Let me put on something. Hold on a minute. Let me go back to my other. I'm juggling, temporarily juggling. Gonna pull out some different music for change. We got and we will do a oop, these are doubled? No, it's the same one. No, it's not the same one. Maru and Menu are very similar in type. So let's hit play and see how loud that is. Oh, let me switch back to this. All right, let me know how the volume leveling is if you need the music louder or softer, and I'll fix it. But I'm gonna play a little chill music from JP Soundworks. Authorized us to have use of many of their lo-fi mixes that they've been releasing. Some of them in the last year for sure. I think most of them are newish. Is that lorem ipsum and simlish? No. All right, back to focus. The reveal, Alenda Dragoon. So what is that? This is the chosen titling that a Brazilian team is creating for a fan translation of Legend of Dragoon. There's been a few in the past. There's a few English ones, the disc one from Flying Zamboni, the full script revision from Voidwave CEO. Those are both emulator mods. And then we also, at some point a couple years ago, discovered that there was at least one, possibly more than one, Russian fan translation that, based on the analysis, they would have been really devoted to making it happen because it would have been a very large amount of work. A very, very large amount of work to make it run, to show Cyrillic. Now, I haven't heard of any new fan translations in a while for emulation use, where you do ROM modding and all that stuff. But this is a new one, and it's very special. So for those who don't know, one of their leaders, I don't know if it's the only leader, if they have several, but the leader I know of, Andre Tavares, Andre has been posting lots of updates on his YouTube channel about this project. What is it about? So it's going to be a retranslation. They're going to do a quality Portuguese translation. We had Spanish, but most of the languages that we got were not super quality translated, kind of like English. Like, it was serviceable, but could have been a lot better. And they also want to add on top of that voiceovers, which is very ambitious. FMV voices and everything. It's really, really ambitious. Now this is technically good timing, because now they've also committed to doing not just the emulation release, so you can ROM mod it and run it in the emulator. They also want to make it work in Severed Chains when Severed Chains is ready, the community-built PC port, if you don't know. They've got all these screenshots demonstrating. So this is a real translation that works right now in their Disc 1 beta release that they just released earlier today. This was a surprise for me because originally it was not going to be released today, but Andre messaged me this morning and was like, surprise, we did it today. And I was like, oh, well, we'll make an announcement soon, because I was wanting to cover that. And it's great to have the game translated into additional languages, of course. English is not the only language out there, and most of the fan base is English-speaking, but we have fans from all around the world. Ever since I ran the 20th anniversary petition about 5 years ago, it was clear there were fans from more than 100 different countries, and only having 5-ish official languages by Sony, I felt we could do more. And more fans are working together to make that happen, and it's really, really awesome to see. They've got some samples here. I'm not going to play them right now, but if you want, you can check out the website. I will link it to you. And I understand that most of us don't speak Portuguese, don't have any like personal stake in that, but I still want to highlight the project and give them some extra visibility. If you happen to know someone who lives in Brazil or Argentina, send them the link. Say, hey, are you aware of this project? Help fans be able to access this. So they released the Disc 1 beta today, and I am super excited for them and all the stuff they want to achieve. In their announcement video, Andre also mentioned, I had asked him in secret if he would want to share the developers' 25th anniversary messages, which I announced last week on our Christmas announcement, with the devs' messages translated from Japanese to English. Andre and his team agreed, and they translated the developers' messages into Portuguese, and they also had either random people or AI speakers speak the lines. So all the messages were given voices, which I thought was pretty special. It's not the official developers' voices, but I mean, the official developers don't speak Portuguese, so you get the idea. And they have a lot more special plans. Let me see. Their other plans are pretty ambitious. They want to translate the Japanese guidebook, and they don't just want to translate it into Portuguese. They want to make a proper scanlation, which means like a digital book that you can flip the pages of, kind of like when you're viewing books on archive.org. It's mega ambitious. Mega ambitious. It's going to take 1 or 2 years probably. That's their estimation. Very ambitious. There you go, Mark. See, somebody in the chat is already on top of that. Like, yeah, I'm going to enjoy that. So they've got Disc 1 that is available now. They're probably just starting on Disc 2, then 3 and 4 after that. Even got a fancy QR code here. They got some fan art and all this stuff. You can learn more about the team. This is Andre, who I'm in contact with. It's been really awesome talking to Andre for the past several weeks, I want to say. Getting to know him a little bit better and getting to know the project better and sharing little bits of our stories and things. And this is more of the start of what I had hoped to do 4-ish years ago when I was wanting to start making things more global with the fandom, where it wasn't just the North American fans, but fans from all around the world working together on projects and just benefiting each other, expanding our language support. And now, thanks to Andre and his team, we're going to be a little more close-knit with them and vastly assist the Portuguese element of the fandom. It's going to be amazing. I've wanted that for a long time, and I want to keep expanding to additional languages. We're going to be starting a, like, I don't know how to say this. We're not ready to do translation modding stuff all the way through right now, but we are going to start a, like, channel or a group or something where we can keep track of the translators, because once recommended build 3 is done for severed chains, rec build 4 development will start, and we might start with the translation modding element, whether that's new English scripts or new languages, like a new one in Spanish, a new one in German, a new one in French, languages that weren't covered by the official release, like Portuguese or Catalan, for example. Someone mentioned that today in the chat in Discord, I believe. So that all will be kind of getting underway in the first couple weeks of January, is my guess. Also like to check and make sure the music's not too loud. Please let me know if it's too loud. I see, I totally missed it. Monoxide logged into our community account because he's got access to run the dev streams, and issued a poll saying, "Are you Canadian?" But the answer is yes and no. I'm a little surprised there isn't a more cheeky answer, like only being able to choose yes. But there's, after 22 votes, over 1/4 of you are Canadian. That's some pretty large representation. Well done. Should I just leave that up for the whole 3 hours? I don't know. Very fun. I mean, if you want to do a translation, go for it. So long as it's a language some people can read. I mean, you could do a translation in a language you invented that no one else knows how to speak, and it would still be a valid translation mod. And people wouldn't be knowing what you're really saying, but I mean, they could assume it's just the official lines, right? Wink. So yeah, so long as Andre's team is willing, we'll be collaborating when time allows. We're gonna help them. They're gonna help the main community stuff we got going on, because I've wanted for a long time to get some of our core materials translated into extra languages, whether it's Japanese guidebook stuff. We already have that interest in common, or when we do interview stuff, have them translate the interviews into Portuguese. Like, I kind of want to have a lot of our resources be available the way you would see them on Wikipedia. So if you go on Wikipedia, some of the most popular articles are translated into 60, 70, 80 different languages. I'm not looking for 80 languages, but more than English would be nice. So if we can have 4, 5, 6, 7 languages for any kind of document we got, that would be amazing. It'll be a constant stream of ways that volunteers can help if they are bilingual. It would just be a really awesome piece of lifeblood for our ongoing activities. What can we do about all the Canadians? You know what, Fold Up Kibbles? I'm not sure there's anything we can do. I'm not sure there's anything that we can do. Hey, Deningrad, Happy New Year. Just, oh, you're teasing me. You're only here for a minute. That's still very cool, though. Deningrad has been one of my longtime supporters on Ko-fi, with monetary assistance for the things I try to do for Legend of Dragoon fandom. If you find the stuff we do fascinating, exciting, or even somewhat interesting, perhaps we're worth a little donation to help justify spending even more time providing these services and resources. Totally optional, but it would help us out. I will plug my donation link just for the moment, if you are so inclined. Now with that first reveal, I hope that sounds pretty exciting, because it's not just about Portuguese, although it's going to be a great example. Translation modding, just even script modding in English is going to be pretty awesome. You can make a bunch of jokes, things for Dart to say, make the whole playthrough really goofy, whatever you want to do. All right. Now, since we're talking about Canada, I'm going to segue into my first casual story of the night. All right. So, as some of you know, if you don't know, I'm sad for you. But some of you know that over the last couple of years, we've been doing the various live streams about severed chains and other things. Whenever I could, I would get a can of chocolate whipped cream, which is like regular whipped cream, but chocolate flavored. And some of you may even be aware that whipped cream can come in different flavors. There's the regular, there's the like light one. Sometimes they're in special flavors like mocha. And I don't even know what else there is. Salted caramel, I think, is one of them. And chocolate. Now, let's start at the beginning. It was 3 or 4 years ago. I found a can at a random Aldi. Got to shop Aldi because the food's actually affordable there. And just sitting in its own little random spot on the bottom of the shelf near the cinnamon rolls or something was this can of chocolate whipping cream, and there was only like 1 or 2 cans, and it was on clearance from like $2.30 to like 97 cents. I grabbed it. I had to try it. It didn't feel like a big pull. It wasn't like pulling me in necessarily. I just kind of curious. What's this? And it turned out I loved it. And every now and then, on and off, it would become available, whether it was once a year or 3 or 4 times a year or more. It was very inconsistent, and I would always feel tortured whenever it wasn't available because I loved it so much. And I started using it on streams as a joke. So if I felt like I needed some extra power to get through like a difficult boss fight or something, I'd take a shot of whipped cream right on camera. I haven't been able to do that in a long time. And although it didn't seem to be a seasonal item, at least one of the times that it was sold, it has never been standardly available, either low demand or I don't know what. So I've been in withdrawal for a long time. And the predictable thing for me to say would be I have some now, but I don't. I tried to find some and it was incredibly difficult. Maybe a can does exist in the nearest 10 miles of me and I just don't know it, but I could not find any locally. And I also found other people struggling like me over the years to find chocolate whipping cream. There is like a collective consciousness about this. Thanks, Corvitica. Have a good evening. Now, let's look at the story. Actually, do I want to? Yeah, I'll just read it like this. We'll get a drink first. I'm going to read a post from Reddit on the subreddit r/NoStupidQuestions from Boom Shiva about a year ago. The post title, are you ready for this? The post title: is it actually possible to purchase chocolate whipped cream, or can it only be made fresh? I swear when I was a kid, you could find chocolate flavored whipped cream in stores, in a can, much like regular whipped cream. I don't think this is a major revolution in food sciences, though the demand might not be there to support it in our market. I've looked online and it simply cannot be found. IDK if this is because I'm searching in Canada and we have some sort of ban on such decadent luxuries. Or maybe I'm wrong and you simply cannot combine chocolate and whipped cream together in a shelf-stable way. But more importantly, if you know where to get it, let me know, because I've been craving that shit since 2005. I feel like America has it, but isn't telling me. Now, I just found this today. And I'm thinking to myself, I could have written this post. This could have been me. But in the inverse, because I thought that the reason I couldn't find it in the USA was because Canada was hoarding it. and isn't telling me. I pretty much roared in my head when I saw this random post on Reddit from doing my search for chocolate whipped cream. And I agree that it's not a stupid question. So I did some digging. I tried to do some research on chocolate whipping cream, which was not the wisest idea, but I did it. I want to share a few of my search results. Hello, Eric. Welcome to the madness. So here we go. Where am I? Here I am. Oh. I have a new donation. Looks like from Leningrad. Thank you so much. That's really sweet of you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I will put it to great use. So let's take a look at this research. Now, a lot of these are not going to be relevant. They're not going to be actual chocolate whipping cream. But there are some things I want to talk about. So number one is just the names of some of these things. Choco Vine whipped cream. I don't know what it is, but I'm curious. Is it a wine actually? It could be. Choco Vine. I'm not going to click into all of them because the rabbit hole will have no end if I click into all of these. But then we have a Ready Whip Swiss Miss version. Ready Whip Hot Cocoa. Ready Whip is the main whipped cream brand in America, as far as I know, anyway. 12 of them in a case, so you're getting 12 cans, but it's like $90. 90 US damn dollars for some whipping cream. And then this one really drew me in. This one drew me in. I guess it won't open anything bigger. But if you can see that, it's Whipnotic Brownie Batter. Whipnotic Brownie Batter. I love brownies. If I could have it in a can, it might actually outdo chocolate whipping cream. $7.23. Get it by December 31st. Are you saying you will ship it in the next hour? Like it'll be here in an hour? I have half a mind to order. Whipnotic Brownie Batter. That is amazing. Whipnotic sounds like something I would read in a Sims game for a fake product. They got whipped cocoa butter, the original Ready Whip whipping cream, which is not what I'm looking for. They got all this random stuff here. And this one, we have to talk about this one. Lucerne Whipped Topping Chocolate Light. Seasonal. Of course it's seasonal. But it looks so good. $3 each if you're a member. $5 if you're not a member. At Safeway. Now, I happen to know what Safeway is, even though there's no stores around here in Missouri, in St. Louis. Because I used to live in California. In California, Safeway was one of the main grocery stores. And look at this thing. Unlike some other ones, I found some other ones at like Kroger that had like 1-star average review because it had carrageenan or something in it, which was like more chemical than food. Reviewed into the oblivion. Meanwhile, this one is 4.94 average reviews. 54 reviews. I think it's a reliable opinion, at least on the surface. I have to at least try it. But the problem is, grocery stores are regional, right? I could not find a Safeway closer than California. I would have to travel 2,000 miles to access quality chocolate whipping cream. It's nuts. Instead, I have to deal with like $90, $85 shipments. That's more expensive than ordering a dry ice pizza shipment over like a freaking airplane for deep dish out of Chicago. Which actually, I don't know if it Might be cheaper now that I'm no longer in California. Maybe the trip is shorter. It would cost less. I don't know. And that's a really expensive pizza, but it would be worth it. $90 for a couple cans of whipping cream. It's too much. It's too freaking much. The stardust of our reality. I like that. Yes, chocolate. It drew me in. Your long lost soulmate is Count Chocula. I mean, I'll believe it. So, I am still hunting for chocolate whipping cream. And the next time I find some, I'm going to keep a can after I've used it up. And it's going to go on my shelf with all my Legend of Dragoon things. And even if one day I do find like a physical museum space for the rare Legend of Dragoon materials, I'm going to make, like, if it's not like our own place and I do it through, like, say if the Video Game History Foundation was able to secure these items, I would make them take the empty can of chocolate whipping cream right next to all the LED stuff. And then when people go to the museum and they look at all this rare LED stuff, that's cool. Whether they know the game or not, they're going to be like, well, why is there a random can of chocolate whipping cream? Did some curator just, take a bunch of shots and leave it right there without disposing of it? No, there's a history. And there'll be a little card in the glass of the display that tells the story of chocolate whipping cream, the lost saga. Oh, we're getting some fun facts about Safeway. Safeway, Giant, Stop and Shop, any supermarket with the 3 multicolored slices. So this red and white icon all belong to the same Dutch holding company. A whole Del... I know a little German, but it's very little. A whole Del Eyes. I'm so sorry. I cannot pronounce that well. I can tell you, I can say Schnell. I can say Willkommen. I can say Blitzkrieg. But I cannot say that. But that's why we have text, so we don't have to think about how it sounds. We just auto process what it means silently without any sound. All right. That was fun to learn. Is it actually 10:40 already? I've been streaming for 35 minutes. I have. That's pretty nuts. Well, let me see what else I have in my lineup, because actually I want you to see all those things. There's some secrets there. I'll go back to the big cam for now. Oh, I moved this all the way off the screen. Alright, so that one is done. This one might be next. I'm not sure which one I want to reveal next. Alright, we're doing a new poll. New poll. First, we'll check the status of the old poll. Are you Canadian? 24% said yes, 76% said no, out of 29 votes. Very impressive. Mangling language is always entertaining, yeah. Yes, Eric, you missed the first reveal. You'll be able to rewind if you like. This is like a dead period right now. I'm going into casual mode for a little bit. Might run on a severed chains for a few. So if you want to rewind and skim through real quick, you can see what the previous reveal was. But I'm gonna post all the reveals in an announcement tomorrow with no waiting an hour between each one. It's just everyone will be able to read them on legenddragoon.org. I didn't do 2 reveals. What are you talking about? I revealed one thing. Uno. The number increases every time you do it. Yeah, because like, It's not that there's more Canadian fans than USA fans. It's that they're just more like active, so the proportions seem skewed. That's my theory. 3 from NC taking power. All right, new poll. I'm going to assign a number. I'm going to assign a number to some of these reveals. And out of 2 of them... Calling it whipping cream is insane. It's whipped cream. I've said whipped cream at least some of the time in this stream, but I've also said whipping cream. I've been inconsistent. I apologize. I always talk about how important consistency is, and I am not leading by example tonight. But you know what? I had a really rough night last night. I don't care. It's a new Drew universe. I'll wait till I tell you about my potential plans to shave all my hair, because I'm considering doing it. Not because I necessarily like the idea of being bald, but because I think I need to just give my hair a fresh start. I mostly take decent care of it, but I have not taken care of it the way I would have liked, and I might start over, and it'll give me a chance to experiment with shorter hairstyles until it gets long again. And then I'll, like, earn the fabulous status that I have had all this time with the long hair. Now, let's do a poel. Create a poel. 1, 2. Okay, new poll is active. If you would, please vote. Should be pretty easy. Select number 1 or number 2. This determines which reveal is next. In about 15 or 20 minutes, I will do that reveal. But you gotta pick number 1 or number 2. It's like that old Brian Regan skit. He was a very funny... I'm sure, well, he's still alive, but he had a skit a long time ago with like going to the doctor and getting an eye exam, and he would use this observational humor that was really relatable sometimes, like going to the doctor and they ask you which one looks clearer to your eyes, number 1 or number 2, and they look about the same, and you have to strain really hard to understand if you like number 1 or number 2 better, and you don't want to mess that up, because if you say the wrong one, you know, your vision won't be documented right, or you might get a set of glasses when you didn't need them, or vice versa. I don't know. Something bad will happen. So number 1 or number 2? So far, number 2 is in the lead. I need at least 10 or 15 votes to get a clear idea of what you all want. As someone who shaved their head a few times, it grows back fast. Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy getting past the super short stage as fast as possible, because maybe I would look kind of good, but I don't necessarily think it would be me. Although, while it's super short, I could just shave shapes into my head. So maybe like a Dragoon spirit. I don't know. Pelpy's face. I'll think of something. Monster might be too detailed. Just have these like shadow claw shave outs on the side of my head from Monster, and no one will know what it is. Because even LOD fans don't know what it is. Yeah, I was trying to avoid saying that. Can't stop the robot. I was trying to avoid that. So it looks like most votes are number 2. So we'll do that. Number 2. Now, number 2's reveal. Number 2's reveal, I'm not going to share the whole story. I'm just going to give you a teaser of it. Shaven Fairbrand. I gotta stick to basic shapes. Can you imagine like okay, so I've got multiple things to mention. like a tattoo artist, you know, they can be really detailed, but like for hair shaving. And the way I'm saying this is, so think of artists who draw with pencil and paper, and there's that method of subtractive drawing or something, where you start with a whole sheet of like lead, like a paper with already has a bunch of lead all over it, and then you erase to draw. I used to do a bunch of drawings like that. I made some really cool drawings of mountains that it's mostly lead, but I did the outline and like these little stripes to illustrate like a mountain, and I would do like trees and bushes and things, and it was kind of an amateur deal, but I still love doing it. And you could do the same kind of like subtractive head shaving, to where you leave most of the hair intact, but you're carving out a shape as you cut. Could do the PlayStation buttons. Hey, I could do that. Yeah, so like 2 on the side, 1 on the top, and 1 on the back. The one of the most devout PlayStation fans would totally do the face buttons, and you can do it for Xbox too, ABXY, or just the Xbox logo. Hey, I don't like the new Xbox logo. I do love the old Xbox logo, the original Xbox logo, where this like green neon was coming out of the blackness of the void. The sound effect for that, the animation, the little subtle animation for that, something was coming, and it was amazing. And I wish they kept that like sharp branding, but they went to the white green combo with the X on the circle thing. And it was kind of cool at the time, I guess, but looking back, I just loved the original Xbox styling so much more. So much more. And there's a whole rabbit hole I can talk about with that, because they made the anniversary controllers, the Xbox controllers, like the Series X controllers that had, it was 20th anniversary, like, I don't remember. So I think it was around 2018, they did the first wave of new controllers. And it was Duke controllers. That's right. It was the big Duke, and I love the Duke. Everyone else hates the Duke. I love the Duke. They had the big part that used to be just a static like picture of the Xbox X turned into like an actual like video animation of the startup sequence for the original Xbox. But they made multiple versions of it over the years. They did like a Halo version. The version I got was not the Halo version, but it was the new Xbox version. And it wasn't just that I didn't like the new Xbox logo as much as the original one. It's that the light on it, the standby light, was so bright that it kept distracting me when I was gaming. I couldn't even use it more than an hour. I gave up. It's too freaking bright. It's so bright. I hated it. Apart from that, it's a nice controller. So what I'm planning to do is I'm going to sell that one and try and find the oldest model that has the original Xbox startup animation. Why was I even talking about this? Yeah, original Xbox logo shaved onto my head would be great. And then like spray paint the bare area green, so it's like the Xbox logo is coming out of my head. I don't know, that'd be kind of fun. Anyway. Excuse me. Old PS1 intro. My favorite PlayStation intro is still that one. Like it, maybe it could use a little polish, but it was the most cinematic, the most mysterious, the most intriguing. PS2 was interesting in its own way. PS3, and then after that, it just kept getting neutered, and I'm just like, what are we doing? There's no character anymore. I'm all for understanding, like, the the turn of the century, the turn of the millennium was like this era of attitude. It was in kids merchandise, it was in wrestling, it was in all kinds of things. But we're sorely lacking some character on some of these like startup sounds. Windows too. Windows as like it's a collective loss across many industries, across many interests. Got to bring stuff back. Make old stuff cool again, like we're doing with Legend of Dragoon, for crying out loud. Hey, Knocked Sig, hello. Can you tell me more about that? Because I didn't know that was a thing. How did they bring it back? I saw a video with it, but was it like part of PS5 startup sounds or something? Like, what did they do exactly? Or was it just a video? That's a hard question. If I could redesign the Legend of Dragoon logo, would I make it simple or complex? I mean, so we have... This is actually a great topic for tonight. LOD... And, you know, not every game needs to have a specific logo that defines it. It could just be defined by the main character, like Mario. Any Mario game, Mario is like the logo, if you will. The character is the logo. The fonts can change, but it'll always be about Mario. So, I'm not sure if Nightbot is being zealous about retracting y'all's messages. If it's deleting valid messages, let me know, and I'll try to turn off or change Nightbot. But anyway, so logos. Legend of Dragoon and logos is a funny thing in my experience. So we have some iconic things in the game. Pretty much the best thing we have for a logo is the moon that never sets. And it's a pretty decent logo. You see it at the start of the game, first FMV. There's a moon in the sky. It may or may not have something to do with what's happening to the girl on this stretcher thing or whatever. What's this orb going on? But the moon that never sets is in the opening FMV, and so it's there from start to finish in the game. The moon is the thing. But it's hard to say, because there's also... Like, the moon could just be the logo, and maybe I would center it around that. But we also have an interesting logo from the actual logo titling, The Legend of Dragoon. It has that sort of image under the text with this swaying... it looks kind of like the Dragon Buster. It looks kind of like a dragon. I don't think we ever fully isolated what it was. I believe it was a dragon, but it's hard to say. Now, the thing about the logo, like, should I just pull this up in Photoshop real quick? Because we have the original PSD for, so why don't we just take a look? I mean, while we're here, I could do that as well. Let's see. It's not in there. Was that actually it? I don't think that's it. Is that it? Oh, it might be it. Okay. All right, so let's take a look. Back to this. This is, I believe, the PSD for the Legend of Dragoon logo. It doesn't have separate layers for the font itself, but it has a few layers for like black or white background, trademark in gold or black. Get rid of that. The shadow layer. Which the shadow layer is called trademark copy for some reason. That's not the trademark, it's a shadow layer. So let's take a look. Also, I want to... Why aren't you showing up? Okay, it is shuffling. Now, amongst the title, we've got... Okay, hold on. Hold on. This is what I want. Got this piece right here, which looks like it can be the hilt of the Dragon Buster. And then you've got the curved blade. And I mean, it basically looks like the Dragon Buster. The Dragon Buster in game is styled extremely similarly, just less detailed. But it also kind of looks like the head of a dragon, which could be like what the model is meant to look like, where you're basically putting your hand into the head of a dragon's, like a dead dragon that is imbued with wingly magic, and it creates an energy blade that damages dragons, which is kind of, you know, insult to injury. You make a anti-dragon weapon, and a dragon's head is the hilt. That's pretty insulting, right? So it could kind of be both. Now, why do I talk about this in the context of a logo? Because I think this part, this part right here would make a great logo by itself. Just the head, the hilt, whatever. Could be a really iconic logo if it was streamlined a little bit. Be really recognizable. But then you would start that reputation from scratch, which is why I kind of lean toward the moon that never sets instead. Also, some of this artwork is really suspicious. Like, that almost looks like it could be a texture from the game, like at somebody's feet. It looks like a foot, maybe. A lot of this is just like fire effects, I'm guessing. But a little bit of this feels like it could be tiny little slices from the game almost. I don't really have any evidence to support that, but... So yeah, personally, I have an unpopular wish to do something with this headpiece. It's actually... They used it standalone. They used this standalone. So let me go find it. Let me... Where is it? Give me 1 second, because I want to try and find that. Let me... Where would this be? Oh. Hold on a second. I think I know. It's not in this folder. No, it's not there. Not that one. Okay. I don't have a great image, but we're gonna look at it. Okay? So this is a picture. This is a picture of like the promo release in Europe. We never got this in North America, to my knowledge. I feel like I would have found it if there was one. I also didn't find one for Japan, but this existed for the European release. This was a simple, like slim cover that went over the game case, the regular plastic game case. This folded over it, and it had the logo from the title by itself. And I thought that was so cool when I found it that ever since I kind of wish that could have been our logo. I don't know how I would make it popular, but I feel like there's something there, like a dragon head or something. Could be really iconic. Maybe that would cause too much overlap with Panzer Dragoon, I don't know. But I love the idea of it. And yes, it is Happy New Year time. So it's time for another reveal. But thank you for the question about the logo stuff. Like I could talk about that all day. And I do think overall the moon is the safer bet at this point. The moon that never sets is a very iconic and unique moon. Like even if you don't know what it really is, the art of it is just fascinating. I love the art of it. It's so great. All these energy lines and everything. I love it so much. Okay, so reveal time. Happy New Year. I got one more hour in my area. It's only 11 for me. Or 2300, depending. Now, what am I going to tell you based on this? Well, let's check the votes. Oh, the votes swung. The votes swung in the other direction. OMG. Plot twist. Plot twist. Number 1 came out ahead of number 2. Yeah, we're gonna say Happy New Year all damn night. I don't care. I'm gonna try and go for 3 hours. I don't know if I can do 4 hours, especially if I'm not like playing severed chains in between. I thought I was gonna play SE in between, and I just had so much fun stuff to talk about already. All right, so number 1, which means I have to pull up a different document now. I had the other one ready because number 2 was leading. Now it's number 1. How can I do this the best? What's the best way I can do this? I have so many secret pages that y'all have no idea what they're gonna. It's a little fun holding the keys to secret doors. It's a little fun, I admit. Yeah, this is the document I started. This document's almost done. Now, this is something I've technically been sitting on for a little over a year, maybe a little longer. But it's been a process tracking down additional people for additional information about the subject. And I wanted to have very thorough reports. I haven't tracked down everyone that I want to track down, but I've got enough to share. And I'm only going to tease this because I still want it to be a surprise for Dragoon Fest overall. But I will tell you what it is. And some of you might have heard me talk about it on the LOD Discord server as well. But regardless, you're going to hear a few new things about it. A few peeks, a few teaser bits. Now, a few of you might be aware that I've been trying to research like why the marketing was the way it was. And the short answer is it was just the times. You can say that about any time period, I guess, but the 90s into the 2000s in particular, the aughts. Weird marketing stuff. Whether it's just being out of touch or putting people in job positions for the job, and you don't have to be passionate about every job in the world, but like I feel as though if you're going to work for a video game in its marketing department, you have to find within yourself to at least feign passion, to pretend to have some passion and care about like representing your product well, instead of being random and disassociated from the project, solving problems with money or lack of money. LOD was caught up in all of that whirlwind of random outcomes in terms of their advertisements. I was able to have a dialogue through email with one of the people who created the North American commercial, the crazy silly one that's like 30 seconds long. And you know what? Why don't we just watch it for a refresher? Because of course we need a refresher. We know the start to finish of it and without even thinking, but we're going to watch it anyway because we need a refresher to talk about this. So let me get rid of this. How do I want to do that? I want to hold on. Pause this music. Hey Echo, Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's, Nishi. Doom Metal, welcome. We're doing the next reveal. Let's see. Oh, we're doing the NA commercial. Right. So, Legend of Dragoon NA commercial. We're just going to find a random option online. And let me see here. Let me just preview it. Yeah, all right, we'll use this one. It's pixelated in perfect glory. Let's switch over to gameplay scene right there. And here we are.
head off. Did you see that? He cut my head off.
What a wuss.
Now playing on PlayStation, rated T for teens.
PlayStation.
I know why this happened. And it feels crazy that I know why it happened. Because no one in their right mind would research something so hard to actually be able to find an answer. But I somehow tamed the insanity of the Dragoon, and I figured it out. So, put the music back on as I try and explain the beginnings of what happened here. Come on. Okay, there we go. So I got in touch with somebody who worked on this freaking commercial. And he had a long story to tell. And this is just out of his memory over 20 years after the fact, okay? A lot of things went wrong. Number one, it was a rush job. They had maybe 2 or 3 weeks to create this commercial. And normally they would get 12 weeks for something like an M&M's commercial. M&M's got more time than LOD. Make sure to boycott M&M's on that basis. Which things do I want to reveal tonight? And save, which things do I want to save for later? I'll just read it as is. I'll just read it as is, and I'll decide when to stop. I remember it was a rush job, and we had a very short amount of time to do it. It was helmed by the ad agency Chiat Day from Los Angeles, who were notorious for having crazy jobs and crazy problems. I think we might have had like 2 or 3 weeks, which was unheard of in those days. We used to spend 12 weeks on a single M&M's ad back then. We were also using a software package throughout the shop called Lightwave. Some of you might know what Lightwave is. But it wasn't the standard, so the studio was switching to Maya, and it wasn't going well. Lots of hiccups, lots of people who were experts in Lightwave were struggling with Maya. If you ever had to switch software for something, maybe you can relate. So I remember that we said that if we had to create the characters from scratch, we'd need more time. And we weren't sure if we'd be able to import the characters from the game. But with some technical stuff, we were able to successfully load their models and rig them for our animation without too many issues. It seemed like we were waiting to see if we could load the models before even agreeing to do the job, because the turnaround was quick. There were 2 young men, the creatives from Chiat Day, who came to Portland to work with us. At this point, we didn't know what their concept was. We were just waiting to see the models first before even accepting the job. Ultimately, I think we also agreed that the footage from the game had to take up a certain amount, so that we only did the shortest bit possible. Again, because of the short time constraint they were on. And all of this was because of the short... I should have read that line. And all this is because of the short schedule. I had done another hairball spot for Chiat Day before, so kept getting these and delivering, so I became the guy who got the really broken stuff. So once the models worked, some other execs from Sony and the game company came into Portland for a conference call with Chiat Day people and our people. So Chiat Day, the 2 creatives, Sony executives, and the people who were contracted to do the actual work of making the commercial. So the 2 from Chiat Day pitched their concept to everyone, and the Sony people and their superiors in LA who are on the conference call, and us. And it didn't go well. Everyone is keenly aware of our insane time constraints, and these 2 young guys start describing something with all these sets and setups and other monsters, and our producer is turning white as they keep pitching all this stuff we cannot do in that amount of time or the budget. I think I'll leave it there for now, because there's an interesting twist to the story. But creating this commercial was really nuts, and you're gonna love what I have to tell you in like a week or two with some more information about this. For context, commercials, no matter what region they're in, a commercial can be, you know, odd. It's not so much region-based as it is an individual basis. In Japan, there was a mixture of really well-made commercials and advertisements and really odd ones, and it's like, what are you trying to convey to the kids who are seeing this commercial while they're watching TV in their cartoon or whatever? We had googly eyes, just large googly eyes blinking on the screen, rolling around. A word appears on the screen, and then da, 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 and that's it. That's the commercial. 15-second spot. Then there's another one which is prophetic of our fandom rising up and me doing like the research and everything, because it's a museum with like the chain links of whatever, so you can't get too close to the exhibits, and it's showing these famous paintings and everything. And like the third one, or the second one, is like a TV screen with Legend of Dragoon on it, and it zooms in on the nameplate, the Legend of Dragoon, Regendo Dragoon, and then it does the same da, 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 da. And they had like different single words at the end of these weird commercials. One of them was zooming in on the painting saying, beautiful. And another one was exciting. The way they tell you it's exciting. You're not allowed to make up your mind. They just tell you it's exciting. Trust us. We're not biased as the advertisement people who would not have any incentive to like convince you. Another one just simply said the date of release, I think, at the end. But Japan also had some regular commercials. They had what I know is trailer 2 from Ongen-san's re-upload, I think. Ongen-san did some reveal stuff alongside Zychronics years ago on YouTube. And the trailer number 2 was interesting because it was really well made. Like, it was really well structured, good segmenting and everything. It was focused on combat. It was in-engine footage. So rare. The FMVs were usually what were advertised and did not represent the game well at all. All in-game battle footage, well structured. Showed scenes of things you can't normally see in the game, like Lavitz fighting enemies he cannot fight, or in places they cannot be. And what seemed like an uncompressed or otherwise altered version of boss battle music, which is not, I could not find it anywhere else. That was so well made, and if all the other commercials were like that, it probably would have sold better. There are other like promo things they've done that are like much longer than like a commercial. It's like a 2 or 3 minute thing, like a featurette. One of those is in Europe. We have some of this stuff on legendofdragoon.org. You should check it out. If I type in !home, and tomorrow or whenever you check out our nav bar, there's a page that has promos on it, and you can see all the different commercials that we've embedded onto the page from various uploaders. The Japanese ones, the North American one, and there's a Europe-based one that has like this 2 or 3 or 4 minute featurette thing. I think it's the one that has like the extended Gregor Narhol's Joy with Annoy music. And I think it had in-game footage, a lot of it. I don't remember. It's all a blur to me at this point. Anyway. Maya, even in early 2010, was bad to work with. I can't imagine 1999. Yeah, it's one of those like hyper-technical pieces of software that if you learn to work with it, it's amazing, but is it worth it? Which is why a lot of people switch to things like Blender. It's not just the pricing. Well, the price is obviously a huge factor. Maya's expensive. The workflow is simpler, and Blender has many other capabilities on top of that as well. You know the pain of some clueless middleman wasting all your effort. Yeah, it's like people on the game board with a sizable amount of power just wrecking it for everyone else. It's like, why are you even here? You don't believe in any of this shit at all. You're actively making it worse. Can you get a different job? You do not, like, yeah, it's so awful. Sometimes it's a thing you don't want to really say, but sometimes it feels like the wrong people are in power, and it's just grr. Lead by example. Yeah, that's the other thing, Doom. There weren't a lot of resources back then. Maybe you could buy a really expensive book. Probably sold by the company so they can get even more money. Here, for our mega expensive software, spend even more money on us and we'll give you like an instruction manual. And it'll be really dry, so you'll enjoy that as well. We're just blessing you left and right. It's not always like that, but, you know, it feels that way. So yeah, that is my second reveal. Gonna get 3 times as many details about that commercial. I only told you the start of the story. So the final reveal tonight will be... Yeah, I think I'm only gonna do... I'm only gonna go till like another hour, maybe. We'll see. I think I'll fire up the game, do a little gameplay on the latest dev build, keep our energy high. Prima strategy guide for Maya. That would be so bad. Based on the Legend of Dragoon guide, like, oh, that would be, oh, jeez, I don't want to think about that. Yeah, see, that's the other thing. Like, it's easy to not realize this, no matter how much we think about the North American commercial. Now, sword parrying can be cool. We don't have sword parrying in the game. There's no additions, no combos. Just parry, 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 slice off your head. Which, I guess, maybe it is fair, because in the Dragon Campaign Flashback FMV, we have a parry or two from Zieg and Melbu, and then it's straight with the kill shot. So technically they were accurate to the material inside the game in that way. And it's a goofy commercial, but, like, still. Gotta represent your product well. Using 2 models of the developers is not enough. We should have... Hey, that'd be a great idea for a competition. So, like, we do the art events and stuff. I have news coming up on that front, by the way. But, like, we're doing the music stuff now. And we could have some other dynamic types of, like, events and competitions and things. We should do a contest for best commercial, fan commercial. And the challenge will be... I don't know if we want to make it like forced retro, like forced 4:3 aspect ratio, forced low resolution, like 480p max or something. But at least the main goal would be sell the game. What fan can sell the game best in a commercial that's 30 seconds long, 40 seconds long at most? And see what we come up with, and imagine what could have been with all the knowledge and scenes and footage at our disposal. Show anything from retail, clean segments. Maybe it's a really flowy trailer and not as structured, but that would be a really fun contest. If we could do like a $25 or if I get enough donations in a given month, I'll set aside a whole $108 as a reward. Give some real incentive to people, you know? Weren't there models of the physical figurines They had the action figure set. I don't know how that's if they're connected though. I'm pretty sure whatever they made at Blue Box Toys would have been like a separate deal, just based on the appearance. All right, so I'm gonna fire up Severed Chains, which I kept in the background just in case. And maybe tonight I'll use my DualShock 4 PlayStation controller. You like the music? Hello, Mr. Sides. This is from JP Soundworks. We have authorization to use their music in some of our materials, including this live stream. So if you want, I will just link you straight to their channel. Let me look it up for you. Top tier service for LOD fans. Let's see. All right, for Mr. Sides. There's a link for you, Mr. Sides. There's other lo-fi music as well. Some of it's been posted in our Legend of Dragoon Discord server as well. We have a channel for fan music. I think, was it Reason or someone else? It might be someone else. Somebody posted a whole other lo-fi set as well. So if you want to join our Discord, you can follow the fan music in one of the channels. I think I have a code. Nightbot. There we go. Yep. Discord.gg/Legend of Dragoon. You're super welcome. I am a huge nut for fan remixes and covers. My favorite genre is like EDM, trance mostly, and orchestral. But there's obviously lots of rock. There's a little bit of rap and some other funky subgenres that are going on. We've been working on a document that's mostly built by me, but now I'm getting some help with it, of over 300 known remixes and covers. So why don't we look at that as well really quick? Let me send you that. Because I guess we could talk about that before I play Severed Chains. I've been upgrading the resource archive. Let's see. Yep, so we've got a new folder here, Fan Content Index. We'll name it better later. Now, previously I had a single document, LD fan content, formerly known as community data. This is like years running document that had different sheet tabs for the different classes of fan content, whether it's fan art, fan music, vlogs, blogs, playthroughs, whatever the case may be. But we recently decided to separate that into multiple documents. So let's look at the new one for fan music. Anything in red is no longer available. But someone has been helping me fill in missing information on these things, whether we only had the link posted or we didn't have a genre posted or a title posted or the duration. There's over 11 hours of music. Like, we officially have more duration of fan music than we do the shortest speed run of LOD, which used to be like 10.5 hours. Now with skips, it's down to like 3-something hours. But before the skips, a speedrun of LOD took at least like 10 hours or 11 hours. And we have more songs than that. You could play fan music for an entire speedrun playthrough. Think about that. It's nuts. So to tell you which song it's based on, it's really great. We have extra tabs for people who have made several tracks instead of just one-offs. Garrett's been posting some really cool stuff in the last couple years. I really like some of Garrett's work. Jay Chapman, old name, Lloyd Sorrow. Lloyd Sorrow is actually working on a whole remastered original soundtrack. Like, it's going to be faithful to the original soundtrack, but just remastered with better instrumentation and quality. That'll be available as a mod for Severed Chains once we can mod in fan music. It's going to be so cool. Neo Midgar is a name I've known for a while. Neosci made several. I've known Neosci a long time. Kind of a semi-popular YouTuber now, actually. Slightly envious. I would like to get there at some point. The one-man band, Vivern, who has been participating in our fan content compilations recently. We did the Feelings mix earlier this year, and we have a new one coming out soon. Reason, a newcomer to the community, as far as I know. Several. Okay, I was right. Reason is the one who did the lo-fi. And the Speed with the really old rock mixes and things. But the singles is the main ones. Lots of good stuff in here. Just the singles is over 200 tracks. It's ridiculous. So I will link the fan music just for you. Tons of great resources like this, all for your enjoyment. Oh, damn. Thank you so much. Holy cow. That is really kind of you. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for the donation. I really appreciate it. You even use the word stellar, one of my favorite words in the universe. Thank you so freaking much. Thank you. That's very kind. #1 service for all LOD fans. Super service. Alright. Let's do a little actual gaming on this gaming channel. Now, how do I... let's see. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So I got a question for you, Mr. Sides. Have you heard of Severed Chains? Do you know about Severed Chains? You have. You've been looking for a little over a year. I see. Well, I can't surprise you then. But we've been doing some new features here and there. I can't really show it here, but we've added some new things recently. For example, I'm not going to demonstrate this particular one because it's a stream, but a new feature, as of like less than a week ago, you can now choose if you're on a multi-monitor setup and you want to control which monitor Legend of Dragoon is on. You can change your monitor. I have 2 monitors right now. I can even put it on a vertical monitor if I wanted to. I have a vertical monitor and I can just play in portrait mode. We also have expanded submap mode instead of stretch. So instead of forcing the stretching, it'll be in original. Eventually we'll have an option to lock it to 4:3. For now it shows more on the sides if it can, otherwise it'll be black bars. But for certain maps where it happens to be a long image instead of a tall image, you'll get natural 16:9 widescreen on select maps where they happen to be long enough. It's really cool. I think that shows up pretty well in the Fairbrand chase scene at the start of the game. What else is newer? Secondary character XP gain. So if you want the bench characters to level up at the same rate as your main characters, you can have that now. Nice quality of life feature. You can unlock the party, so Dart is not required. And we can even make it just Rose only. But I need to pick a party because I want to fight the Divine Dragon. The Divine Dragon. Who will fight the Divine Dragon? Haschel. Maru. I wonder if I have the Holy Ankh yet. I don't remember. We'll check. And then Congolius. Let's see. What do you got? Where's the robe? Oh, okay, Miranda. Miranda's got the gear. Alright, so get rid of that. Give that back to me. Resurrection build. Oh, not another one. Wow. Thank you so much. I'm gonna assume I'm pronouncing it right. Noct Sig. I don't know what that's a reference to, if anything, but thank you so much, Noct. You wish you could catch more streams, and thanks for all the hard work. You're super welcome. Happy New Year. That is so kind of you. Holy cow. Damn. That is great. Thank you so much. Let me show off this resurrection build. Whether you've seen it or not, it's always a good time. Let's see. Jeweled Crown is fine. And we got the Warhammer. Okay, so we'll do Maru, Congolius. Congol, there's not much gear I can even put on him. Maybe Physical Ring. Oop, accidentally shifted to Miranda. So let's see. Physical Ring is under P. Oh, it's on somebody else. It's on Dart. What's Dart gonna do with any gear? Down, 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 down. Also, I know what else to do until, you know, maybe after I fight the Divine Dragon, I will do the Julian vegetable minigame and just see how terrible I am for a good 15 minutes. I think that's a good time. 3,000 HP, that should be plenty. 3,000. Don't have a Dragon Helm yet, I don't think. Do I? Oh, I do! Let's go over the edge. Maximum HP. I mean, Therapy Ring would also be, like, overkill here, I think. Someone else have the Rose has a Therapy Ring on. Glad you guys are getting donations. I would donate if I wasn't between jobs, so hopefully 25 is right for us all. Mr. Sides, what are you doing? This one's from Eric. Okay, Eric, you are donating, like, vicariously through someone else. That's really kind. Future reference. To maximize our earnings potential, we have a Ko-fi page as well. For general LOD services is the one that goes to me, and then for Severed Chains donations, that goes to Monoxide, the leader of that. We get we have less fees through Ko-fi. So I very much appreciate the YouTube stuff, but I do want you to be aware that YouTube does take a larger cut out of that as well. So just so you're fully aware of that. Just to be fully transparent. And thank you so much. That is really great. And it's a nice day for you, Eric. What a hell of a new year we're going into here. Alright, so now I need to do gear for Haschel so we can get into this fight. Let's see, Diamond Claw is just attack. 109 attack. We want 108, damn it. We know what number is up. Regular gear. SPs physically accumulated. Combat shoes is a bonus. Okay, combat shoes. And then Elude Cloak. Now what's the speed gonna be? Maru's gonna be fast-ish. Fast-ish. Heschel's gonna be slightly less fast. That's fine. I don't think I have access to Greaves yet. I give him a power wrist, just extra damage. I don't think he needs physical avoidance that bad. I mean, I could do a spiritual ring for magic block. You know, 10 attack versus 30 MDF. I'll take the 30 MDF, I think. He doesn't have the HP that Congo does. Alright. I don't even know what my items are, so we're going to go in blind on the items. Thank you, Corey. When you do a presentation, make sure you plan things well. Otherwise, the boss you're planning to fight might already be dead. We took too long to get here. Lloyd already killed it. No XP, no drop. Oh well. He's just completely all ahead of us, and all we got out of this was some minor mob fights. You know what? We're gonna make it happen anyway. Because we have power. We have so much power. ID Master Sheet, go. Enemies and bosses. Control F. Divine Dagron. 394. By the power of severed chains, I command thee. 3, 9, 4. And I don't know what combat stage we're gonna get, so we're just gonna hope that it runs off the current submap or something. Which is probably wrong, but whatever. Yeah, this is the regular stage. This is the regular... I mean, you could fight him on the side of the mountain instead of the end of the mountain. I mean, it looks like he could have been here. Go, Dart. You're not even in the party, but here you go. Cast that Dragon Block Staff. This is so funny. Yeah, modify the plot flags. I'm not going to do that. And Maru's back in the front. Actually, it's really dark up there, so it's kind of nice. I don't think the actual map with the Divine Dragon is quite so dark, because it's near like the active part of a volcano or something. I don't think I started with full HP either, but that's fine. We have access to special, but we don't really want to do that. What are my items? I got some breezes, fogs, good healing stuff, getting a notification on my phone. I don't think it's urgent. Okay. And so we got some assorted AoEs that'll be okay-ish for the different body parts. We got a few... I got quite a few single targets, and we got power up, speed up. Material shield is nice. See, material shield for Maru can work a little bit, but she's so fast by nature, and with the resurrection build, it's useless pretty much. Sigstone. Alright, so we got plenty of items to work with, but let's just start with some attacks. And we can choose our attacks. So we'll work on the cannon. And we'll do... Drew, the game has combo attacks. Yeah, this is... So Icarus's best work. Making no dart function. Inferno. What do we got? 5 ring. Shattering, man. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? You're gonna do nothing. Okay. Maru. Gonna be low damage. 118. It's going for 108. Single smack. Yeah, thank you. Single smack, totally. Here's the first magic attack, a burnout on Hashel. I mean, this might hurt. Now, I might be over-leveled a little bit, because presumably on this save file I already beat the Divine Dragon, but it's fine. You know what? Maybe it's not fine. Maybe we will buff the Divine Dragon. I'm going to buff it. We're going to say it's 7,000 HP. 70 speed. 70 attack. Defense 175. MDF. That's a lot of DF. Jesus. Magic defense 70. Magic attack 53. Make it 72. I don't want to destroy myself. And we'll give it an extra 1,000 HP from where it was. I don't think I want to mess with these numbers too much. The ball will make it 2,500 as well. A little more challenging for my level. I missed a 0 on HP. What did I do? 700. Oh no. 7. Whoo! That would have been surprising, that's for sure. Whoopsie days. Thank you. Good eyes. Good eyes. All right. Let's do a power up on Maru. There we go. Come on back. I think she knocked down twice. Alright. Power, speed up from Rue. Let's chuck out some item magic. Do I even want to stack anything else? I don't think I can. Well, I can do a heal. We'll do a healing breeze. You never gotten Mike Wazowski'd by a phone notification before? I'm not sure I know the exact reference, but I've seen the first movie like umpteen years ago. Definitely. Mr. Size, did you sneak over to my Ko-fi page because I mentioned it? That's, oh gosh darn it. Now I really gotta show up. Alright, so we got some attacks. We got the Dark Mist. And we got Gooshing Magma. Rave Twister. Do I have any powerfuls? I got a powerful Night Raid. Night Raid's fun. This probably looks kind of funky on the Divine Dragon. Oh, while we're here. See if I can catch it. In case you didn't know, I revealed this on the Discord server a while back. There is an actual creature attacking you in Night Raid, or whoever the target is. If you're the target, they attack you. If the enemy's the target, this thing with 2 eyes, looks really furry. This shadowy creature. It's really hard to see until you get in the light of one of the attacks. This creature with 4 limbs and a tail. And it's really well made, because considering you're not meant to see it at all, they only bothered to do like flat textures at cross sections. So it's pseudo 3D, it's not actual like 3D. But it looks great. And we should have like a full 3D model of this as a mod one day. Just power up the Night Raid attack. Maybe even have it randomized between 3 or 4 different like bestial creatures. Some wild stuff here. Yeah, I spent a lot of time trying to get good shots of this, and I posted them on Discord, so that'll probably also hit the website at some point. Also, we have frame advance. $12.90 and $11.07. For God summoning. Yeah, that's funny, Eric. "12 Days of LOD." I considered having fan musicians do a project for that, but there was too little time by the time I thought of the idea. So we'll try for it next year. Get 12 things professionally sung, well-made music in the background. It'll be great. Hello, Sato Braze. Happy New Year. We've been having a hell of a good time. I need to get back on it, actually. So let's try a... Spear Frost is fun. We like Spear Frost. Look at all those ice shards. I never liked that, that part's down. When the enemy uses Spear Frost, there's hardly any of them coming at you. And I wish we could like mod it in so they have just as many spikes as when the player does it. Oh no, I'm mass feared. Rainbow Breath? Rainbow Breath. Okay. Shoot. There's no... That's kind of waste of power up turn, I think. Oh well. 3 burning rushes. Alright, let's cleanse the fear. Got about 10 minutes to the next reveal. It's gonna be good. Cleanse. Too bad I used that healing breeze, eh? Alright, Hashel. We got the ball. I clearly didn't buff the Divine Dragon enough. Alright, here comes a magic attack. See, Maru can actually afford to be in Dragon... Oh, God. Well, Kongol is going to take half damage from Earth, and he's got a giant HP pool, so let's see. 421, that's nothing. That's like less than... That's like 10% of his health. Come on. Ah. Well, it's not going to do much damage anyway. 12 damage on disc 3. Five rings a shattering. Let's get another Inferno in there. 156. Gotta get more damage than that. Maru was like roasting the Divine Dragon. Oh no, we're getting a special attack. Almost a 421 number off, yeah. Here comes the big Divine Ball. I want to call it the Divine Barrage. 2,400 damage! Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Come on back. Oh, she didn't come back. 20% unlucky party. Oh no. Oh no. Even with the resurrection build, have Angel's Prayers just in case. No. Don't even... No. No, come on. Not twice in a row it didn't proc. That, like, never happens. I need her alive. Come on, Resurrection build. Be a boss. There we go. The double knockdown. But Hashel's hurting, so it's time to use that healing rain, I think. Not much use on Maru. Yeah, you can't... Dragoon is only for single turn revives, cleanses, and half damage. That's about it. Now let's get back to some damage. Gravity Grabber. Gooshing Magma. Let's do Gooshing Magma. In my honor. What you gonna do? Oh, the ball's down. Okay. Oh, that flash is off center. Is that a known issue? Flash off center for Divine Dragon? The team doesn't have enough visual bugs. Oh. It's just for the graphics. I love Rave Twister so much. You fix the frame advance issues? Awesome. Great stuff, Corey. Another cast. What's it gonna be? All Fear? It's All Fear. I think it's... Is it always All Fear? I guess it's always All Fear. I don't remember. Why isn't there an AoE? Here's a good question. Why aren't there any AoE body purifiers or mind purifiers? Charge 100G, I'll buy them. Ugh. Gross. Well, at least this time it's a single turn for Rainbow Breath. Five minutes left till New Year's for me. We'll have another sweet reveal. You think 5 Ring Shattering is a reference to Musashi's 5 levels of proximity? That's interesting. Never heard of that before. If you want, Mr. Can't Stop the Robot, share the theory. I'd be interested to learn more about that. I'll Google it if I have to. Ah! Triple punch. Come on, Maru. Let's get some single target in here. Dark Mist. Kind of sad my cat hasn't shown up. Would have been nice to have a cat cam tonight, but it's her choice. Nice revive. There we go. Resurrection build. We'll do a pellet. Finish your second glass of champagne. Probably done drinking now. Probably a good idea, Elemental Light. Hey, why don't I cast a magic spell in your honor, eh? Next Maru turn. Do one of the light spells. Or a Spectral Flash, or one of those. You're not drinking tonight, Nick? That's fine. My idea of a luxury drink is just water. Love me some water. Occasional root beer, occasional milk, occasional orange juice. Always water. H2O. Happy New Year, Anotha. I almost pronounced that like it was O-U-R. Anathur. Is it Anathur? Oh, come on, Maru. Resurrection build is failing me tonight a little bit. Supposed to be showing off the near what feels like 100% success rate with it. It's supposed to be 80%, but it has not felt like 80%. Alright, what are you casting on me? What's it gonna be? Burnout on Hashel again? Throwback to turn 1. Hey, Cody, hello, Happy New Year. The survivability onion. Alright, in Elemental Light's honor, let's do a Translight. If it's working. It is not working. Translight has a graphical issue right now. But it still did about 1,000 damage, so you're welcome. Oops. Again with the Mass Fear. Grrr. Grrr. Shoot. Okay, it actually sucks now, because I don't have, like, a Spirit Potion from Maru. So, we'll just, like, Body Purify... Well... Body Purifier self? No, no. Heal first. Heal first. Coming up on that last minute. I need to do my reveal. Oh, I should have used a body purifier. Oh well. I think we just finish off with additions now. Come on, revive Maru. Cleanse fear with death. Pro strategy. Cleanse fear with death. $108 damage. Nice. Nice. $236. Come on. More damage. More damage. Come on. Revive. Love the resurrection build. Inferno. Let's finish him off. Look at that! Did you see that? Just facing the camera casually like, I'll hit him from behind without even looking. Can't be afraid if you're dead. Nice. Well, let's see how the scene looks with the regular battle stage for this area. It's probably going to be similar. Yeah, these elements are just always here. Up until very recently, the textures for this area were bugged, and it was hilarious. We got some great screenshots of it, and some video footage, thanks to a bug reporter. You want a spirit potion to be a little glass bottle with neon happy face ghost wafting out continually? Okay. Did I use a body purifier on a mental status? I'm sorry, I wasn't even thinking. Chocolate, that you got a point there. But if it did clear the status, then that is a bug. I'll check the footage. Alright, we got a gravity grabber and a flash haul. We defeated the divine dragon in powered up form. All the level ups. No after battle cutscene. Just dart, hopping those rocks. Which there's no sound effect for that. Okay. Weird. Yeah, the final... It was really happenstance. Corey was, you know, just doing his thing. And it just calls, like, whoever is in the slot. So whoever's in the middle slot, basically. Calls their animation. and all the characters had the necessary animations. They did like their first swing and like their run up, and that was it. So it worked for everyone automatically except the archers, which is great. I think the archer works now. I think so. Yeah, Shauna doing finisher is top tier. The sound effect is great because I don't think you can hear that sound effect otherwise. It's I think it's an unused sound effect. Unless it's the same one that she uses when in the Shirley apparition. I'll have to check that. Anyway, it's time for another reveal. It's back over here. What is my probably final reveal? One or two people in chat will know this already because I think I shared some of it in private. But I have some information. I'm going to read you some text, and you're going to freaking love it. Okay, for... oh, dear. It's so heavy. It's so heavy. It's so heavy. Oh, my God, it's so heavy. There's a lot of stuff here. Oh, hold on. Drop the paper. Okay. Oh. Ugh. These are magazines that have coverage of Legend of Dragoon. Divided by the Famitsu magazines, which we have the most of, weekly the PlayStation, or PlayStation Weekly, and then miscellaneous, where I only have 1 or 2 issues of the magazine. This is very freaking heavy. Oh, it's so heavy. Now, the idea is to check through the Japanese magazines in particular, because they happen to have, on average, more information, especially special information, compared to North American magazines, which very rarely got any special materials like rare information about the game, pre-release information that was changed, or rare artwork. Now, I did some magazine coverage in one of the early streams of Dragoon Fest. So you've seen a little bit of it if you were there. But I want to read the translations. I've been having our translators help me in secret to translate these materials and create a sort of loose priority system. There's dozens of magazines to go through. Some of them won't have much that's special in them, just common knowledge that we already know. But some of them have some juicy stuff and stuff that has some new ramifications, new consequences. I don't know how to word that, but I'm going to read you one of them, because this has about half slightly review information if you know the Japanese guidebook, but half the information I have never seen it posted anywhere else in any other article coverage or game materials, anything. Now I'm going to catch up on chat really quick, and I'm going to start reading. The Divine Dragon Eye should be glossy and moist. Maybe I shouldn't be catching up on chat. But yeah, it kind of shriveled up really quick. Hello, Marcelo. Welcome to the stream. You're from Brazil, I think. My first reveal of the night involved the Brazilian-Portuguese translation project from Andre Tavares' team. Hopefully you know about that. Maybe you're here because of that. It was pretty awesome. Ultra Go Vegeta, hi. I saw you recently in the Discord. I think we chatted. Alright, it's reveal time. Happy New Year. To me this time, to everyone in the Central Time Zone. Now, I'm not going to read literally every part of the text, but I'm going to do like the bulk of it. Now, this was a 2-page article in one of the Famitsu magazines. Usually, the magazine coverage, there'll be a preview, and then the editorial group will speculate on what the pictures mean and all that stuff. It's normal. And then there's like review information. They review, they talk about the game, they give their numbers. And walkthrough information. They'll do like a 4 or 10 page walkthrough every couple magazines, or one, or in a single magazine, depending on how long the game is. But sometimes they do special, like it's kind of an interview, it kind of isn't, special features. This article was on around a specific topic of basically being a superhero type of theme. Now, they use the word henshin. I don't know exactly what that is, but it's basically transformation, as far as I understand it. So we have, the Power Rangers and the Super Sentai, or whatever it's called, just transforming. It's a very common idea. We have Beetleborgs even. Transforming is a thing that happens a lot in the stuff we watch and the games we play. So, what does LOD and the world of transformation heroes have in common? We asked director Hasebe about it. So Yasuyuki Hasebe, the director of Legend of Dragoon, who also did the battle stuff, I think, for Mario RPG. So there are 4 key points. 2 of them, maybe I'll read these out of order. Let's do this out of order. We need to do this out of order. You'll see why. Transformation comes at a cost. What does the phrase, madness is the source of a dragoon's power, mean in the game's story? Now, this is touched on lightly in the game, and it's touched on even more in the Japanese guidebook. The idea that you have to, in order to get yourself worked up for a battle, you have to choose insanity, because to choose war is technically insane. And you're building up your spirit by doing the fighting, you get your spirit points, and then you transform. So you work yourself up, you get that spirit, you get that adrenaline, then you transform. When you transform, the Dragoon spirit has the consciousness of the dragon within it, the dragon that died to make the Dragoon spirit in the first place. That's why when you do the summons, it's the dragons that actually died to make those spirits. The Red-Eye Dragon, the Darkness Dragon, they all died to make those Dragoon spirits. Their consciousness is still in there, at least to some degree. And you have to have a battle of wills, like you're taming a lion at the circus or whatever. It's a whole negotiation, a mental battle. You tame the dragon, and you get control of the combined Dragoon form. The benefits of the dragon's destructive power without the brawn element, where it can't be focused very well because dragons aren't intelligent, but when that power is focused, it's even more deadly. So I'll read the answer. The magic eye is essentially a dragon's spirit. That's why they call it a Dragoon spirit. So those who fuse with it become half human and half dragon. While transformed, they face an internal struggle between human reason and the dragon's primal urge for destruction. The more they embrace the dragon's madness, the stronger they become. That's where their true power comes from. However, if they lose control and let the madness consume them, they'll enter a berserk state, ultimately leading to their body's collapse. That's why Dragoons can't stay transformed for long, and it's also why they're only able to transform into dragons for a brief moment. If you don't want to fall prey to the dragon's instincts, you've got to train your mind through swordsmanship in human form, thereby leveling up your Dragoon level. So that's kind of the idea of getting more turns as a Dragoon. When you can only transform for 1 turn at a time, or 2 turns, then transforming back out, 2 turns is your max. That's kind of demonstrating your mental prowess and training in negotiating this mental battle with the dragon to control that Dragoon form. Also, it says that the magic eye is only compatible with certain humans, meaning only the chosen can become Dragoons. Without a suitable host, it remains dormant, waiting for thousands of years until its next wielder appears. By magic eye, they mean the Dragoon spirit. We'll go with this question next. Unlock transformation with an item. What's the deal with the magic eye used for transforming into a Dragoon? So the magic eye is a dragon's eyes left behind after its death, storing incredible magical energy. A Dragoon transforms by fusing with this powerful relic, the Dragoon spirit. Dragons are ranked across 7 tiers based on their magical strength, with more eyes meaning greater power. The dragons bonded with the game's protagonists all belong to the second highest tier, and this is confusing, the Divine Dragons. The lore is annoying sometimes, bear with me. Now, this is, again, something that was covered in the Japanese guidebook. And it's also consistent in game, thankfully. Some things in battle are consistent with the lore. All of the dragoons and dragon summons, except for the violet dragon, which has an error, have 6 eyes, whether it's on the headband or on the dragon itself. The violet has accidentally 8 eyes when it should have 6. There are 7 tiers of dragon mentioned in the Japanese guidebook. You have the false dragon or pseudo dragon with 1 eye. A regular dragon has 2 eyes. A dragon king has 3 eyes. A supreme dragon has 4 eyes. Supreme dragon king 5 eyes. Divine dragon 6 eyes. Divine dragon king 7 eyes. So we have some translation checks to do on these exact names. There's no official translations for these terms, so the translators are giving it their best. But it's pretty clear that the 6-eye tier is Divine Dragon, which is all of the dragoons that you have access to. Then you have the Divine Dragon itself at 7 eyes with the same exact name, and its rank is Divine Dragon King. Now, to be fair, in the game in North America, it's referred to as the King of Dragons, but it's wishy-washy. If the game were remade, this needs to be streamlined instead of having this like Dragon King, Supreme Dragon King. Like this needs to be streamlined. But other than that, it's very cool that that a dragon's power is based on how many eyes they have. It means that you can have stronger or weaker dragoons based on, you know, which dragon died to make them. And the ones you have are some of the strongest. So let's move up to the third of 4 questions. Using ultimate moves while transformed. Who are the dragons summoned by the dragoons' most powerful magic attacks? And I think Doom Metal was asking this. Good night, Chocolate. You'll be able to catch the rest of this later. We'll do the announcement tomorrow. The dragons summoned through attack magic are, in fact, the very dragons which the dragoons are fused. They're bonded dragons. When a dragoon sheds their human form, the dragon's consciousness materializes visibly to unleash the attack. However, this state places immense physical and mental strain on the dragoon, so even the most experienced dragoons can't keep up this form for long. Dragons aren't actually limited by physical size. The dark dragon, for example, is a smoke-like entity without a tangible body. Few dragons actually resemble the typical fantasy dragons most people imagine. So this confirms that it's not just for the sake of the camera, like the dragoon goes off screen and then you see an apparition of a dragon. The dragoon, like Dart, actually transforms into the red-eyed dragon temporarily. They can temporarily regain their original form. And it's really hard to do because you're summoning up all that extra madness of the dragon, letting them out even more. And if you hold that form for too long, the dragon can take over, and then you become a savage dragoon and collapse. It's a whole thing. Good night, Corey. It's too bad I was about to give the... Well, you already know this, I think, but I'm about to give the big reveal of this particular article. Everybody ready? The first question was transformation power-ups. This had some of the biggest reveals, so I'll save this one for last. What kind of powers do characters gain when they transform into dragoons? Answer. When transforming into a dragoon, the fastest ones can fly at speeds of around 1,200 kilometers per hour. Some dragoons could even teleport, breaking the limits of physical speed entirely. While flying, their bodies are protected by a membrane-like barrier, allowing them to travel beyond the stratosphere for short periods. In Legend of Dragoon, Dart gains control over fire, while Lavitz commands the wind. However, these powers depend heavily on the wielder's experience. Just because someone becomes a fire dragoon doesn't mean they can unleash world-destroying flames from the get-go. Incidentally, the dragoons who defeated the Winglies 10,000 years ago had far more experience, and thus significantly greater power, than the current generation of Dragoons. So you think about the power levels you can attain with Dragoons by Disc 3, Disc 4, by endgame, let's say. You can get up to Dragoon level 5, you're transformed for 5 turns, you can cast 4 magic spells for most of them, you can do dragon summons, and you can do some good damage. And although Dragoon's power kind of tapers off in late game and is outclassed by additions and item magic, in most cases, it's pretty powerful. And you can do some gnarly stuff with it if you manipulate Dragoon space and power up and down and all that stuff. But it also is confirming right here that whatever you can do in LOD by endgame is peanuts compared to the original team. The original Dragoons. Now, my understanding of the idea of the Dragon campaign is that, you know, the humans and other species are being oppressed and subjugated by winglies, just like they're just dominating all these different species, mostly humans. They're being put against each other in these pits in Cadessa, fighting each other to the death. And the rebellion rose up and fought them and won, barely. But they would have had very little access to resources. There wouldn't have been any turning point until the Dragoon form was discovered. And I feel like in this rebellion, yeah, they had to learn to fight. So they were training each other, they were practicing, they were going through several fights. But it kind of tells me that if they were so much more experienced, it means that the war lasted quite a long time. And that kind of makes it hard to convey a prequel well, I think, because for me, a prequel is kind of like a snapshot of the war. Maybe there'd have to be some time skips to justify this, but this is clearly what they had in mind, is that the original Dragoons were way more powerful, which means they had to have a lot of experience and a lot of battles, a lot of training. That's a long journey to struggle through oppression. So I just thought that was like the best reveal of this 2-page article. We learned a couple key facts about Dragoon's abilities. 1,200 kilometers an hour is really freaking fast. Like the fastest car speed record on Earth is around that speed, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I feel like the number was around there. And the fact that some Dragoons can freaking teleport, like Dragon Ball style, that is freaking nuts. And it would be a game changer with winglies, who can seemingly also teleport at least short ranges with their own bodies, but also at greater distances with their like energy ball things, you know, that signature sound effect and everything. Dragoons probably leveled the playing field with tactical battle movement that way. How far can they teleport? I don't know. That's nuts. Oh, geez. I just looked over to my other screen. What a big donation from Ultra Ego Vegeta. Thank you so freaking much. And that's another person in the fandom who's Canadian. Thank you. Wow. Is anyone not Canadian? I don't think that poll was correct. There's got to be more than 24% of you. Holy cow. Thank you so much. Damn. I am really feeling the love tonight. Really appreciate everyone's support. Holy cow. And at this rate, I'll actually be able to make a living off of this. Wouldn't that be the day? I'll spend 40 freaking hours. Oh wait, I don't do that already. So I'm really glad you're enjoying it. God damn. Thank you so much. Doesn't Hashel teleport during one of his spells? I don't think so. He has a cast for Atomic Mind, Remote Magic, Thunder Kid, Remote Magic, Thunder God physically diving in and out of the earth. So it's just like diving into the earth because he's that strong apparently. You're so welcome, buddy. There is an American. Hello, the Forenzes. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but I'm trying to. There are at least 2 Americans. Oh, there's three. There's three of us. We are dozens. Haschel teleporting would make sense. The Dragon of Thunder. Lightning would simply be the fastest based on element. Yeah. Lightning is my favorite element in RPGs in general. I never caught the Fire Mage bug that a lot of people did. It was like, Fire Mage, big damage. I always gravitated toward Lightning once that became a thing. Lightning builds in Path of Exile and stuff like that, even Guild Wars. Alright, Doom, thank you for staying for the reveals. Hope you have a good work day. Now, I don't have much else planned for the stream tonight. I tried to pace myself and save some reveals for after this. But what I will do is... I think I'm going to play some Vegetable Julian, because I'm a glutton for punishment. And also, I'm a entertainer, aren't I? So, let's load up a file on the Queen Fury. Alright, we need to quickly find some people. I'll go fast forward and switch my scene. Excuse me. Gotta find Dart. Once we get all the party members, we can pick people. You gravitated towards dark because you want the forbidden knowledge. I mean, I can definitely relate at least somewhat, because I mean, I got a thing for darkness. It's shown enough in media that like is interesting. In Legend of Dragoon, a lot of people spend time making fun of Rose's spells, and yeah, like Rose's spells could have used a little work. Really brings out the kids in us of like, look at that camera angle, it looks like she's peeing or whatever, or bad women jokes and stuff. But like, if you look at the actual intent behind the spells, the dark magic that she's casting, she's getting a snapshot of enemies and spinning them around and smashing them to cause fear. She can literally banish anybody she wants to another dimension. It's nuts. You could just Thanos people out of existence with Demon's Gate. So cool. So freaking cool. And one of the Demon's Gate, originally, before it was censored, had blood instead of the black coloring. Blood magic in Legend of Dragoon exists. You know, like, think about it. Dragon Age, blood magic is like a whole theme. But the fact that LOD has it at all is fascinating to me. Blood magic in freaking Legend of Dragoon. Think about it. We have that. That's cool. And it's not just Rose. Also Zaquel, who is also Darkness Element. Different species, very powerful. Blood magic to summon the God of Death thing or whatever, which is normally in its dormant state in the side, but can temporarily be this giant friggin' thing. Can you imagine what it was when it was alive? Blood magic. Freaking blood magic in Legend of Dragoon. More blood magic attacks in mods, please. Alright, we're looking for Haschel. You got notebooks to rediscover, covering a number of doable elements for games like LOD. Hemomancy, blood magic? Okay, I didn't know it was called Hemomancy. That makes sense. Alright, we're gonna go through this cutscene real quick. This is one where Claire's face is messed up. Why can't LOD have a gravity bender Dragoon? I mean, I love physics, so I mean, I would be here for it. Just physical manipulation of things. What would that be like? The reality stone from MCU? I don't know. Alright, Haschel needs to find Kongal? Down south. Random Stardust. Wait, Haschel, come back. I want to have deep conversation with you. Let's go find Dart. Oh, you know what? I can't play with Rose because it'll cause the scene. Okay, I should have done this on a later save, obviously. But wait a minute, if I do it with a later save, then Shauna won't be accessible. Okay, we'll just do what I can. Which room is it? Is it this room? Slow down. And I didn't realize... I forgot I'm not collecting characters. My brain's not working. I've been doing this stream for a while. I'm sorry. It's only Dart or Maru. So let's just go with Maru. I thought I was collecting characters to choose from, and I'm a freaking idiot. Plan in advance, as I said before, like an hour ago. Now, there's a whole video on this from Razmataz Jazz Hands on YouTube and Twitch, who did like a whole feature of the Julian Vegetable boss, the hardest actual boss in Legend of Dragoon. It's my passion, it's my life, it's my work, and they got demonized for the thumbnail. It's amazing. Now we still got to slow it down a little bit. There we go. It wasn't up front and center. This is a really hard game if you're not careful. Got to get the right amount of cuts. If you cut too much, the sailor will delay putting the next one out for you. Come on. I won! I won 46 pieces. Yeah. Oh no, Miss Maru won. It's a record for the chopping. It's a record for the number of vegetables. Wow, was it really the best I did on this save file? This is the hardest boss in Legend of Dragoon, I swear. You try and do this successfully multiple times in a row. And this time we'll do Dart. We're going to do something special. We're going to do a throwback to something I did a long time ago on the stream. A long time ago. Yeah, I know it's your passion. Excuse me. Before we start, I'm going to guess which object it is. We're looking for the knives. I bet a couple of you know what I'm going to do. It's hard to know where these are going to be. I'm checking where the objects are. A lot of them are like not active. Okay. Well, that's Dart himself. Alright. Let's uncheck Dart. That's the sailor. That's the standby person. That's the other standby person. I'm gonna guess it's this. In case I'm wrong. Alright, here we go. Are we ready? See what happens if I did it right. We'll do it that way. Okay. Cutting blind. I have the wrong screen up. No. Oh, that's the object on the screen. Okay, so that's the vegetables. The knife is 17 and 18. So you can change the size of the knives. You're blocking my view. Oh, God. I'm doing great. That never gets old. So the problem is I don't think I can change the size until the knives are actually out, and that's hard to do when I'm like on the clock already. Back to Maru. That's not a knife anymore. Alright. I'll change this to 4 and 4 and like 2. There, I give him a tiny knife. Now I'm gonna win. Look how skilled I am, only using the edge of the knife instead of the main part. You just gave him like 3 KO in a row. That's fucking cheating. 5, 6 more? And I'm getting all the fucking cabbage or whatever? Cheater. I still won. And I gave myself a handicap. Freaking cheater. At the end, he got 6 of the 1-cuts. 6 of them almost back to back. Cheater. The whole game is rigged. It should kind of be based on the number of chops, not the number of vegetables. Right? Like, the number of chops kind of indicates how much food you're preparing. But they do it by the number of physical vegetables, and you can get so cheated on where they give you like, here's like a bunch of the 7-cut ones in a row, while the sailor gets like kale, 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 kale. Cheater, freaking cheat. I gave myself a handicap setting those blade lengths, and I still won. Shows him who's boss. Alright. Lore idea. Valley of Corrupted Gravity was formed by some original Dragoon crashing. I mean, that's possible. They, it would have to be like a battle, but like, I could see like specific parts of the battle causing like great rifts and just causing this giant gravity flux. Like, can you imagine as the battle is unfolding, like rocks start like floating and getting unstable mid-battle, and then only by the end of the battle is it in the state it's in? Nuts. I'm a true gamer. Oh, thank you so much. Alright. I'm overheating. I should take a break. I don't think I'm gonna make it for another reveal. It's another 20 minutes and I'm feeling pretty wiped. I should rest. I've had a blast. Y'all have been super kind with your chat and with your donations. Thank you so freaking much. Like, I really hope I can make a living doing this. Like, y'all deserve the best. And I will always work so hard to do that for you. Thank you. I hope you all had fun with the reveals and the funny stories and things in between. We talked about the Canadian Uprising. We talked about chocolate whipping cream. We talked about the hardest boss in the game being someone you technically don't even get into a battle with. This counts as a battle. We did some throwback embiggening of objects on submaps with that as well. You learned some critically gnarly stuff about Legend of Dragoon for the first time. So the reveals will be compiled into an announcement tomorrow. I might add a little extra that was not mentioned here. We'll see. So anyone who missed the video, no problem. But thank you all so much for spending part of your New Year's with me, with our Legend of Dragoon community. You thought 2024 had a lot of cool stuff going on. Next year is going to be a lot bigger. This is just the beginning. Welcome to our golden age. So with that, you know where to find me. You know where to find the Legend of Dragoon fandom. Give you a few links to our stuff. Awesome community. And a link to our website and a link to our Discord if you're not there already. Lots of stuff to enjoy or just be there casually. It's up to you. But we got a lot to offer. Thank you so much for your time. And you'll hear from me soon for more Dragoon Fest stuff and everything else we always do. Take care and good night. Now let's mute that thing and mute that thing. I don't know why the outro video won't play. Hold up. Where is the outro video? I don't know why it won't play. Alright, I will pull it up manually. I will find the video and pull it up manually. Where the hell is it? Where are you? Okay, we'll do this manually. Do it full screen. And we'll do it that way. And I will go off the screen to play it. That's the cool intro I made. There, now you can hear it. When your scenes don't work, you could just play the video manually. Alright, good night, everybody.